I believe people don't leave companies, they leave leaders. And I think that part of what sets us apart is we do run a very high vibe culture with a lot of opportunities. So once you get into enter our ecosystem, the other thing I think that people associate that only people work for you because of money or lead flow. And I just don't find that true. I think people work for companies because they're proud. They're proud to be in business with them. There's opportunities that's prevented, opportunities that happen, as well as growth. So what we do is we have a growth plan. Once they sell 24 homes, they can opt in to be a mentor on our team. And when you opt in to be a mentor, you get put into leadership training. And we don't just coach on how to coach another agent. We, on the leadership training, teach real life. And so we'll do wealth plans with them. We teach them how they can create wealth. So like, for example, I have Jace, who's been with me for 5 years. He consistently sells about 40 homes a year. And when he came in our organization, he had $11 in his bank account. Well, last year he bought 3 rental properties. I mapped out a wealth plan with him. I showed him how in the end of 30 years, you can be worth $50 million if you follow this plan. And so he's following it. So he bought a brand new home for his family. He bought 3 investment properties, as well as invested in a couple other things. And so we work with our agents that are wanting to grow and stay in our organization to help them create lives that they desire, whether it's we put them in other training outside of our organization, or we do it within inside of our organization. I will tell you, Chris, I'm fortunate because of ecosystems like this. I do have access to be able to be like, hey, can you speak to my team? Or have access to mindset and development and stuff. And so I would tell all of you guys that are team owners or they're sitting here being like, what more can I do? It's not all about the money. So my team's actually on a 50-50 split. The highest they can go is a 70-30. And that's only on their SOI. And it's only if they self-generate 24 deals a year on their own, like that they brought to the table. And again, we're retaining anybody who's like, I want to grow. The other thing I would tell you on this, Chris, too, is like, I'd be lying to tell you retain them all, because we don't. But the people that are like, I want to grow, I can appreciate the opportunity. And then the other thing we do is we have an open book policy. So I show my financials. Like, I don't have an issue showing the back end of our CSU of what things cost. And we track our numbers incredibly well. And so they can see where all their leads are coming from. And so we truly run a 50-50 organization, and sometimes even more, that it's coming from us, not them. And so when they can see the value of like, wow, I don't really want to go buy Ojo on my own, or I don't really want to go pay for my own office. And man, this transaction support's great, and it would cost me this much to do it. A lot of them are like, I'm here for it. So that's how we do it.
Yeah. And I think the 2 key things you said, Spring, is you've created an environment where there's opportunities, and good people are always wanting and looking for opportunities. And then the other thing is the environment that you created is a great environment. And those are 2 things that any of us that have worked in any different companies or any different environments appreciate. And I think almost all humans do. So doing that and doing it, I'm sure, are 2 different things. It's always easier said than done, and there's more to it, but that's the key.
Well, I think it's being purposeful, because I've worked in environments where I didn't like going to the office. And I mean, even down, and this sounds so bad, but even the aesthetics of the office, where I was like, I feel like I'm in like a dungeon, dingy, like it didn't feel good. Right. And so, and I know that sounds so petty, but even down to like making sure your office just feels good. Like when it was time for us to move, I made sure that we had facilities that were nice, down to we reward and recognize. I mean, there's 6 human needs, and one of them is significance, and the other one's contribution out of them. And so we make sure we're giving our agents significance. Like we recognize them, and we recognize them in every single team meeting. So this is one thing, if you're a team leader every team meeting, we're recognizing several agents for conversations, their scores on their lead flow, who's absolutely crushing it for under contracts. I mean, we recognize everybody because it feels good, right? And so I just challenge you, like, again, there's just more to it, but think about what you want, what you would want, and then go create it.